Thanks for tuning in to the Prime Sports Horse Report, brought to you by the Ragazine Sheets and uwager.eu. For this Saturday, the 3rd of February, 2018, I'm your host, Greg DePalma, as we bring you two graded stakes races on today's show from Santa Anita Park with thoroughbred handicapper John Hardoon, as we break down both races, give you expert analysis and free picks. We'll preview the Grade 2 San Marcos and then the Grade 2 San Pasqual as the Prime Sports Horse Report on Prime Sports Network starts now. All right, first off, we want to welcome our newest sponsor to the show, one of the top sports books in the industry, uwager.eu. If you're looking for somewhere to wager and get fast, reliable payouts, just click on the uwager banner on the Prime Sports Network website and get started with wagering on the San Marcos race. It's coming up in about 15 minutes from now. It's time to introduce our expert thoroughbred handicapper to the show. And he's worked with the Ragazine Data and Publishing Company for over 30 years. He can actually also be reached directly at his email address at jhardoon@rocketmail.com. You know him, you love him, Mr. John Hardoon.
Good afternoon, Greg. How are you?
How you doing, John? So how was your day at Santa Anita? I guess we're 15 minutes late because you're telling me we had double inquiries today?
A couple of inquiries along the way. It's been a long day. We start early in the morning and still going, I guess.
How has it been, though? How's the day? Just a regular day? Anything going on?
I've had better days. Let's put it that way.
All right. Well, let's hope to change that.
Listen, I tell the truth. I have no reason not to tell the truth.
You're not going to go perfect all the time.
You're not going to win every day.
No. All right. So we've got back-to-back races, race 7 and race 8. And we are going to start doing more racing action pretty much just about every week all the way through. We got the Derby in a few months. All the big races are going to be coming up. And I know we talked last week about how hard it is for me to handicap races that you handicap when there's not the best horses in the field. But I figured that we're gonna get into even some of those races if we have to. If I don't find any really good races in the next couple of weeks, we'll still
just take whatever they give us. We'll play the cards we're dealt.
That's right. That? Yeah, and you're gonna show me how it's done.
Absolutely.
But all right, let's get started with this race that is going to get underway. And right now we've got 10 minutes to post time. So that's the San Marcos. Not a great race. There's a couple of decent horses in the race. It's a turf race, 1.25 miles, and the first horse has been scratched, so he wasn't really going to factor in, I don't think, anyway. So let's go with the 2 Free Rose, and Free Rose is a horse coming off a pretty bad 13 in his last race. He's a 7-1 shot right now. He did run that 4, so the predictable bounce happened to him because that 4 came from absolutely nowhere when he was 4th in that grade 1 race at Santa Anita. It bounced to the 13, but 7-1 in this field. What do you think about him?
Well, it's not so much that he bounced off the 4 because he certainly had enough time. That was last June.
That's true.
That 4, but he obviously had an injury because you don't take off 8 months or 7 months, whatever it is, because you're going to bounce. No, that's something happened to this horse. Who knows if he's the same horse. First of all, the 4 that he ran last year was coming off of a 5-month layoff. Then he ran the 4 and then he needed another 6 months off. That's not a good sign.
No.
Only 8-1, you want a better price.
All right, the 3 is Mr. Rory, and Mr. Rory is the long shot in the field at 22-1, and predictably so, because this horse, after running a 5 last July, hasn't run anything better than a 7. Everything else has been in double digits, 12, 12, 13, last 3 races. No reason to touch this horse, right?
No, the last race certainly should have been better than the 13. If you look at this horse's history, sometime during the year, he always runs some big races. Like 2 years ago, he ran that 6. Then last year, he ran an 8 and a 5 and a 7. This year, came back with a 13. Certainly could make a forward move. They supplemented to put him into the race, which means they paid to get him into the race, so that's a positive sign. I would expect this horse to make a forward move. He's 19-1, but I don't think he's good enough.
Not enough in this race. The number 4. Now we got the 2 horses out of the top 2 horses in the field. And a matter of fact, the next 3 horses finished 1st, 2nd, and 3rd in this race last year, including Isotherm, the number 4, which is a 5-2 shot right now, is the defending champ of the race. Now he ran a 6 last December. Then the next race was this race last year. He ran an 8 in that race. He won the race. Then he, after taking off on dirt, he came back on turf, ran a 9. What about this horse? Very low price, though.
I mean, listen, he runs 2 races last year, takes a vacation. He comes back this year, runs a race. The only good news is he's now making his second start back off of a long layoff. He's too short a price for me to play. You know, he hasn't run a 6 in 2 years. He's going to need a 6 to win today, and it's really not better than a lot of other horses. I understand it's Flavian Pratt, who's the leading rider, or one of them certainly, and D'Amato, but in my opinion, they're a play against at 5 to 2.
Yeah, especially when you look at the 5, it's so obvious that the 5 is the class of the race, and the difference between even money and 5 to 2 is not a whole lot. When I think the 5 is the clear best horse.
Exactly.
Yeah, because the 5 has done nothing but single-digit sheet numbers for the last couple of years.
He's steady and consistent. He shows up every time. He likes Santa Anita. He's won at Santa Anita. He's won at the distance. You know, the problem is even money. Do you want to take even money or you want to pass?
Yeah,
because that's going to be your choices.
I would say this, and I'm not going to do it on the show because I won't be able to make enough money on a $50 wager on the show. But I would say this, and that is the fact that I would risk an even money horse in this race because I don't really think there's a whole lot of great horses. So at even money, hey, it's not the worst idea in the world.
I agree.
Yeah, because we've been seeing a lot of favorites win on our show the last.
Well, we do stake races, and a lot of times they're short fields, and a lot of times, you know, the favorites that they make favorite in those races are good horses. So
yeah,
you know.
So in his last, 6 races, 5, 6, 7, 6, 6, 6. That's how good this horse has been. All right, now the number 6 is Flamboyant. He ran 3rd in this race last year. But when he ran that 6 in July at Santa Anita last year, that was it. After that, he has really not. He didn't do well to end his year. Now, he did start off with a 10, so maybe he's heading back in the right direction. But I don't know. I mean, at 6 to 1.
This horse is he's 7 years old, you know,
okay.
And sooner or later, everyone's seen better days, you know. So the question is this the end of the line for him? You know, he certainly doesn't run really worse than the 10. I mean, he's got a 12 last year that was a paceless race, but for the most part, you know, he runs pretty good numbers.
Okay.
I wouldn't give up on him yet, but again, only 5 to 1.
Yeah. His last 2 races, a 10 and a 12. I'm going to play the 7 in this race, Hayabusa 1. Hayabusa 1's an 11-1 shot. I look at this horse and I see the fact that between 2015 and 2016, he steadily improved all the way to a 7. Then he starts 2017 off, and since those last 3 races, even though I understand he took some time off, he took a whole year off from February of 2017 to January last month. But he came back. He won that race. He's got the new trainer, Peter Miller, who's a good trainer, as we know, and he has improved a little bit. But most importantly, I'm impressed with the 9 after the long layoff, the win after the layoff, 11-1 shot. I'm looking for a price in this race. Why not this horse?
Nothing wrong with him. Listen, it's second time for Peter Miller. He's a terrific trainer. He got this horse to win off of almost a year layoff. And the price is certainly right. He's listed at 12 to 1. You know, he's listed at 12 to 1 as we speak now, and there's a few minutes to post. That may be the way to go.
All right, and the 8 is Editore is 12 to 1, and this horse ran 3 straight 8s on turf, ran an 8. Actually, he's run 4 straight 8s altogether, but then to start off 2018, he ran an 11.
But he did have trouble in that race.
Okay.
And he is a price. He's 14 to 1.
Yeah.
The 5 is now. It's in the post now 3 to 5. I mean, I don't think you want to bet this horse. I don't think you want to bet this race unless you come up with your 7 or maybe invent the 8. I don't. You know, I have no great ideas here because I think the favorite's going to be tough.
All right. Well, I'm going to go and do. I'll do an exacta. I'll go $4. I'll do $6 exacta box 5-7. So that's what,
$12.
12, and then I'll put 38 to win on the 7 to go crazy. And by the way, the exacta for 5-7 right now is a $2 exacta box is about $40, which is not bad.
No, that's very good if you're getting $40
with the favorite.
Sure, let me look at that.
$2 exacta box 5-7.
Oh, okay.
Now it's $40.
Exactas. Let's see.
Who do you like in this race besides the 5?
I think I mean, I don't know. I don't want to bet the 3 to 5.
You could do a double. I don't know if you've already looked at the 8.
Let's get to the next race and hurry.
All right, let's see if we can get there in time. All right.
Oh, you're right. 5-7 is 40 and 7-5 is 68. Not bad.
All right.
I'm rooting for you.
All right. So they're almost to the gate. So not sure if we're going to be able to get it through, but let's see what we come up with. We'll do as many as we can until post time, and then if you want to make a call, you can go ahead and make that call. But I mean, is there anybody you do like before you make any bet besides the 5?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I give your horse a shot and I give the 8 a shot. Maybe I should play $2.25, $20 exactas, 5 with 7, 8, and reverse them for 5. How's that?
5, 7, 5,
5,
8,
$20 each.
And
$5, 7, 8 with 5. That's the 50.
Okay, now let's go to race 8, and this is definitely the better race of the two. We'll start with Pavel, a 4-1 shot, and Pavel has a couple of 4s in his last 4 races, so that's nice. And let's see. So I mean, he's a 4-1 shot right now on the morning line. It's a low number, but that's pretty good. 2 4s in his last 3 races. What did you see there with that 21 at the Breeders' Cup?
21 was the Breeders' Cup race, and obviously he had trouble or something occurred in that race. So I would listen, you're entitled to throw in a clunker. Here's the race. Let's watch the race, and we'll get back to this afterwards.
Okay.
You putting it on?
Yep. I will be putting it on.
Started.
Volume on here. Oh, it's already up. That was
Mr.
quick.
Rory off nicely with Hayabusa 1, Isotherm. It's in the post. Editore fanned wide, flamboyant at the tail. Over the crossing, and it's Free Rose sharing the lead with Mr. Rory. A couple of lengths in front of Isotherm on the inside of It's in the post, and wider to Hayabusa 1 with 3 lengths to Editore and 4 more lengths to Flamboyant. With a mile to go, it's Free Rose on the inside of Mr. Rory. Mr. Rory now taking a narrow lead. Isotherma's third, followed by It's in the Post with a gap of 2 lengths to Hayabusa 1. Espinosa guides him over to the rail. He's now 5 lengths off the pace setter. 4 lengths clear of Editore. A further 4 lengths to Flamboyant. The second half of the field strung out. As they make their way around the turn past the 6 furlong marker, it's Mr. Rory, the leader. He's been dramatically mixing his distances. He's the front runner into the back stretch this afternoon from Isotherm, and Free Rose tucks in third along the fence. It's in the post as fourth. He's now 1 out and 1 back. He's right behind Isotherm along the back stretch. Now he's out to the 3 path again. Couple of lengths to Hayabusa 1, 6 clear of Editore, and 4 lengths to Flamboyant. Half a mile left to go in the San Marcos. Mr. Rory leads Isotherm. It's in the post. Free Rose, Hayabusa 1, clear of Editore and Flamboyant, who would spot the leader 14 lengths. Mr. Rory at the 3/8 pole, a half-length leader from Isotherm. And now Bays asks It's in the post to get involved, and he moves up easily and willingly. He glides to the front. Hayabusa 1's trying to latch onto his back, and Editore is circumnavigating the field. Isotherm splits horses. Free Rose back on the inside, trapped behind the tiring Mr. Rory. It's in the post, leads for home. Hayabusa 1 and Editore setting after.
Come on, move it!
Free Rose getting into the clear. Past the 8th pole, it's in the post, a length to Hayabusa 1, who's coming.
Go, baby!
Lovely. It's in the post, the whip.
Yeah! Beat him! Beat him!
Who is
beat him!
The extended layoff.
He's got it, right?
A very close photo finish at the wire with It's in the post. It could go either way. Editore third in a thrilling San Marcos.
I think the 5 got the flop, but I think this is very tight. Very tight.
It looked like he got it.
Great pick, Greg. Great pick.
Thank you. It looked like he got it.
Very tight.
I couldn't see. I got this small little tiny screen on TwinSpire.
You got the exact.
Yeah, but I put money on the win.
Yes. Let's see. 5, 5, 7.
Usually it's the.
I think we lost. Oh God.
Usually the inside has the track, right?
No, the outside gets the call because it's an angle.
Man,
but
it looked like he would
here
beat
it is
him.
in slow motion.
Boy, it sure looks
we lose the bob. The inside.
We lost the bob?
Yeah. It's very tight. Very tight.
Oh.
Very, very tight. The horse went off 14 to 1. Oh, what a great pick.
That's awful.
What
was the difference if the 7 had won?
Well, first of all, you have 38 to 1 on a 14 to 1 shot.
Yeah,
Here
I know.
it is, the reverse angle. The reverse angle, the 7 has it. Look at this. Are you watching?
Yeah, but I'm on TwinSpires. Where are you watching it from?
I'm watching the live track feed.
Oh, okay. Oh, here it is.
You know, I think you won. I really think you won.
Let me see.
Oh, the bob.
I don't know
So
what.
bad.
Yeah, that bob might have killed me.
That bob. I think I'm not. If you lost, the only place you lost was on the wire.
I know,
you had
right?
it before the wire and after the wire. I'm not kidding you.
I know.
That's what the bob is.
Ugh.
It's that close.
Now, what happens in a race?
A dead heat?
Yeah, what happens with that?
What do you mean? What happens? They say you have it both ways, but they cut the prices in half.
Okay.
Dead heat's the worst news. You don't want a dead heat.
But just for
Oh,
a
but
history
you'll have
lesson.
your win bet, so that'll be maybe.
So for a history lesson, if it's a dead heat and you've got the exacta, then
And you have the longer one. Of course, you don't want a dead heat.
well, what I'm saying is, bet freaking
Because they cut the price basically in half, and then they take out their cut, so you really get screwed.
So basically,
there's a double takeout.
Okay. So if it was a oh, okay, all right, yeah.
They take out from 5.7 and from 7.5. Look at this. I think he only.
I know. It looked like, I mean, from just watching the race, I thought he won. But it's that head bob that's killing me.
Yeah, that head bob is a killer. All right, let's get to the next race.
All right, I've got the volume up, so they'll pop up in the odds here.
Oh, that's such a bad bob. It's such a bad bob.
All right, we don't want...
Alexa's talking to us now.
Who's that?
Alexa, you have that? You know what that is?
No, what's that?
Forget it. It's
Okay.
a computer thing on a desk. You ask it a question, it gives you an answer.
Oh.
It doesn't give me the winners, though, if I ask. It can't quite do that.
You've tried that already?
Yeah.
All right. Well.
This is really close. I mean, this could be a dead heat. It's that close.
How come they don't do like super slow, like in the NFL?
It's only Sanity. They're so far behind the times. In New York, they do super slow. Florida, they do.
See, if they would have showed us if they would just show us super slow from the inside reverse angle, we know.
Showing, I'm watching it super slow on. Here it is. The result. The 5-1, 5-7. God damn it!
Figured that.
What'd you have the exact?
For the result? 5. It's in the post. Has
Oh, you had a
defeated
$6 exact. I had a $20 exact.
With number 8 Editore third.
I hit
Fourth
the
is
try,
2,
578.
3 rows, and
I didn't play try.
Mr. Rory.
I hit the try.
What's the price?
It's not official yet. I'll let you know.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and go with race number 8. Where are we?
We're at Pavel.
All right, so we're at Pavel, and yeah, so again, we're going to scratch the Breeders' Cup Classic, so let's scratch that out. So if we scratch that out, his last 3 races are 4, 6, and 4, so this is a good horse.
It's a very good. This is the horse to beat.
Placings officially 5, 7, 8, 2, 3.
All right, so, and by the way, I'm sure by the time we're done with our the field here, we'll take a look at the updated odds. All right, let me take the volume off of there. Okay. All right, so let's go with number 2, Moob.
The exact was $16 for $1, so you had it for $6. So do the math.
Okay.
I had it for 20, so I get back 323.
So I had
165.
16 times. It was 16. That's it.
$16.50.
Boy, that really dropped.
For $1, it only dropped $2.
Oh, for $1. So it's 32.
Right. So you get back 96.
So 3 times 32. Got it.
Right.
So it's 96.
To be exact.
Is that what it is? 96, something like that?
Why don't you go 5 times or 6 times 1650?
Whatever.
Why are you making life difficult for yourself?
All right. And what did you make out on that one?
I had it for $20. So $330 I get back.
$330. There you go. That's kick ass.
Yeah.
All right.
If I played the try, it would have been $1,500. So that would have been
jeez.
kick ass.
All right, let's go with the 2, Muba Jahaj. And this horse, this good horse. This horse has been in a lot of big races. His best race, though, was March of last year in the Dubai World Cup. He ran a 5, ran an 8 his last time out. It's a short price, though.
Yeah, Baffert took over the training of this horse 3 starts back. He got a 6. The 13 was with trouble. And then he ran the 8. So even if he's going to run a 6, it's probably not going to be good enough. He's only 7-2. I would play against this horse at this price.
All right, and the 1, by the way, is 5-2 now.
He'll go up.
And the 2 is 7-2. Okay, so let's go with the 3, Accelerate. And now Accelerate, this is a horse that ran a 3 in August. He ran a 2 last May. He's got a whole bunch of 5s. He's coming off a 6. And that's the reason why he is right now the favorite, co-favorite with the 1 at 5-2.
Yeah, well, listen, here's the problem with this horse. He ran a 2 last May, and he's never gotten back to it. He tried to get back to it. He ran the 4, and then he ran the 3 off of that. But the 9, 2 starts back, and the 6 last time out really should have been much better.
Okay.
They should have been much, much better.
And by the way, the other thing that's very important,
I'm on the radio.
that of course has nothing to do with the sheets, but I still think it's something to keep an eye on. He's 0 for 8 at Santa Anita.
Of course it's something. Yeah, okay.
So that's not good for a horse that's 5-2.
Right, exactly.
All right, the 4 doesn't really show anything, or at least hasn't shown anything lately. Boy, this horse has had all sorts of problems over his career.
Yeah, I mean, look at him. He runs 3 times a year and takes a vacation. And it's just not the same. He's 6 years old, and he was a much better horse 2 years ago.
All right, the 5 is another long shot at 30-1. Now, this horse, though, if we look at it, now, I mean, isn't this horse a little bit interesting for a long shot? I mean, he improved each race at Santa Anita last year. He improved so much this year where we ran that 4, even though I understand it was at a different track, not a great track. But he did run a 4. So are we expecting a bounce here, or it's been a couple of months?
Well, here's the problem. It hasn't been a couple of months. Yeah, I guess it's been close to a couple
month
of months.
And a half.
Yeah, but off of the 7 that he ran, if you look at his sheet,
he ran an 11.
The same amount of time off.
Yeah.
And he bounced off of the 7 to the 11. Listen, at 30-1,
he's 30-1. That's the thing.
Off of 30
yeah, that's the thing. He's coming off a 4.
Especially since he ran the last fastest number out of anyone in this race. The 1 has a 4 and he has a 4. The 1's 5-2. He's 30-1.
Yeah, he's got to be.
If they run this race 30 times, the 4 will beat the 5 will beat the 1 more than once. Okay. So,
okay. All right. So 30-1 shot for a horse that's coming off a 4.
With Flavian Pratt to boot. So.
All right, there you go. And the trainer's also doing not too bad so far in this meet. All right, let's go to the 6, Ike Walker, and that's the long shot of the field. In his last 2 races, he has an 8 and a 6.
Yep, he does.
Nothing there, though?
I don't know. A 6 isn't going to be good enough, I don't think. A 6 is the best race he's ever run in his life. He's 6 years old and has never run better than the 6. He would have to come up with an all-time top.
Good combination.
But you're getting Bejarano and Hollendorfer. Again, not the worst idea in the world. I guess if I had to choose between the 5 and the 6, I think I would go with the 5.
All right. Is there anything when you take a look at the 15 and the 17, is there anything where you go, yeah, but, or is that, nope, that's him? Because, we only will draw a line in one bad race. We can't do 2.
Well, what you could do, I mean, he came back and ran a 6 and an 8 off of the 15, and the 15 was run at Los Alamitos, so maybe he didn't care for that track. And the 17 that he actually ran before that was off of a 12 with no rest. So,
okay.
Now he's got some time.
All right. Let's go to the 7, Irish Freedom. He's a 5-1 shot, so the number's okay. This horse looks like a really good one because if we just draw a line through the first 4 races of his career and then the last 3, he's improved each section.
Well, listen, it's Baffert and Smith.
Yeah, Baffert, Smith, 5-1 coming off of 4.
Yeah, not bad.
All right. Let's see. I mean, but he's 0 for 4 at Santa Anita. That's not good.
No.
And but they really like this horse. He ran at Santa Anita last year. But I mean the Santa Anita Derby, I'm saying.
Right.
All right, but 5-1 is pretty low number. All right. The 8 is right now 17-1. Not seeing anything here, even though he's got 3 7s in his last 4 races, but that's not going to do it.
If 7 is good enough, then he's the right horse.
Yeah, and that's not going to happen.
You're better off with a horse like the other 2 horses you mentioned, the 5 or even the 6, 25-1 and 40-1 before you get this horse.
All right, the 9, top of the game, 7-1. That's a good number, but now the last 2 races, because he had a 6 back-to-back 6s in February and October at Santa Anita. Then he went to a 12 and a 19.
Well, the 12 he had trouble with, and that race was coming off of the 6 with no rest, so he figured to go backwards. The 19 last time out was on the grass, so certainly we could throw that out.
He's 4 for 4, winning all 4 races at Santa Anita.
If you really want to get cute here, you can, but he's not at a big enough price to get cute with. But if you look what happens every time he goes from the turf to the dirt, go back to the beginning of his career. He ran a 22 in career start number 2 on the grass, came back to the dirt and ran an 11, a new top. Then he tried the grass again and ran a 14, right?
Okay.
Came back off the grass and he ran another new top of an 8.
Okay.
And now he's just a better horse. He has 6s now.
Okay.
But again, the price isn't good long enough for me, not from the 9 post. But, it's Serin who's been on fire, and it's the Sawmill. It's 3-1 morning line. He's kind of dead, to tell you the truth.
All right. Okay. So right now the favorites are the 1, the 2, and the 3. But you seem to like the 1.
Yeah, I just think the 1 has the advantage of breaking from the inside. I hope he drifts up, and I'm sure he will drift up to maybe 3-1, 7-2, and I'll bet my 50 to win on him, and go 2 for 2 for the day.
50 win 1, and all right. Let's see. All right. What do I like in this race? Well, I tell you what. I'm gonna go ahead. Then I'll do the. Let me do something easy, just like you. I'll do the 2, 50 to win on the 2. Wait, is it the 2 I like? Yeah, 50 to win on the 2. I mean, the last time he raced at Santa Anita, he did get a 6. He's got a 5. He's got Baffert, so why not? So I'll do the 2, 50 to win on the 2, and you've got 50 to win on the 1. And best exact the possibilities. Let's go outside the top 3. Give me a horse you like outside the top 3 horses.
I'll take the 5.
You'll go with the 5.
Yep.
You think that's the best one right now?
Well,
sitting
he's
at
25 to 1.
Sure, yeah. As far as the long shots and
Right.
any potential exactas, you'll go with the 5.
Right.
John, I appreciate it. We'll figure it out next week.
Who's your Super Bowl pick?
Eagles. I'm taking the Eagles. Yes, I think the time has come for the Patriots. Well, interesting trend I saw in the Patriots is that if you take out the last 2 Super Bowls, which the Patriots have won by miracles,
Right.
the interception in the end zone and the comeback of the ages, the Patriots were under Brady were 1-4 against the spread in the Super Bowl. So they almost went 1-6 against the spread in the Super Bowl with Brady. So and they've been in a lot of close games in the Super Bowl. So the spread definitely says Eagles. But
can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
I mean, you're the football expert. What do
Sure.
I know about football? But the Eagles were underdog at home by 3 points.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Last game.
Yeah.
Now they're in a neutral zone, and they're only 5-point dogs. That doesn't make sense to me. It looks like they're begging you to bet the Patriots. That's why
the price actually did go down from 5.5 to 4.
Yeah, that's even crazier. I mean, I don't know.
Well, the reason is, see, I think what happened. Well, look, before the injury to Foles, in my opinion, the Eagles were the best team in football.
They were with the work.
So now Foles goes to 2 playoff games. You don't miss Wentz at all. He plays that good. So now you're saying to yourself, okay, well, shouldn't this be the best team in football again? Like I thought before the Wentz injury, and you're getting 4. And you got a Patriot team that, yes, do they keep, how many monkeys do they keep pulling out of their hats all the time? And maybe they'll do it again on Sunday. But you know what? I'm getting the dog. I'm getting plus 160. I'll just go with the money line. And like I said, sooner or later, the Patriots can't keep pulling these monkeys out of their hats.
The clock's going to strike 12 sooner or later.
Yeah, so that's why I figure. And you're always looking for a decent dog in that situation. It's not like I'm just going to take the dog to take the dog. I mean, I think I got the best team.
Because you think the dog's going to win outright.
Yes,
You're taking Philadelphia and the money line.
I'm taking the money line, correct.
Yeah, okay.
It's if it got any lower on the money line, then I take the points. But
what is the money line?
Plus 160.
Why don't you split your bet?
You can do that. You can do like say 50 if
you're
doing
like
$100.
Half the bet to win and half the bet with the points.
Correct.
I mean,
you can do that. Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely something to do. And I won't, of course, be doing any props. Actually, I did the prop last year. The prop I did every year until last year, and it worked finally, was overtime.
Oh.
It was 9-1 last year.
You mean you don't have a safety? I remember the safety was like, I don't know, 100 to 1.
I think I did that one year. Yeah,
Oh,
I think
okay.
because that was like a huge number. But they actually have this parlay that's 16-1. I said, you know what? Maybe I'll throw a couple bucks on that one. And the 16-1 parlay is that you get 4.5 from the Eagles, You get the over under 48.5 has got to go over, which I think it will because there's always a lot of overs.
Right.
Brady's got to throw for over 285 yards, which he probably will.
Yeah.
Okay, those are the three, in my opinion, the easier ones because those are ones you can predict. Now the two that it's luck. The coin toss is heads, and the Patriots get the first penalty of the game.
Wow.
So that's 16-1 that all five of those. Now the interesting thing is if you can get by those first two things, which should happen in the first 5 minutes.
The coin toss, you're going to know right off the bat if you're in or out, and then you just got to hope someone jumps offside.
Yeah, you get the quick Patriot penalty, and then you go, all right, now I got real action. Makes
sense.
Yeah, for 16-1.
What
the
hell?
All right, John.
Buddy.
I'll talk to you next week.
Saturday.
Good luck. You got it. Thank you. All right, that's John Hardoon, and that'll do it. So finally, by the way, how much time is left for this race? I got to place a bet. 14 minutes. Man, it's a lot of time for me to place a bet. All right, so there you go, everybody. We finally got a race in the last couple of months where we had some action. But of course, when it all went down to the wire, the favorite still won. So even sorry about that. I hope I didn't blast your ear. I had the volume up because of the race. Anyway, so the favorites kill us once again. What can I say? But at least, well, it really didn't kill us. I mean, look, John made $330 on the exacta. I made about $100 on the exacta. And don't forget to go to uwager.eu. Again, uwager.eu. But we don't want you to go to the website. We want you to click the banner. So go to the banner on the primesportsnetwork.com website and place a bet. Well, open up an account, place a bet. And I wouldn't tell you to go to this website, this sports book, if they weren't legit, if they weren't one of the best in the industry. So, I mean, you can cash out and you're going to get your money. You're going to get it within whatever, a day or two or right away. I mean, there's so many different ways you can get your cash nowadays. But I do not. I never have. And I've had a bunch of sportsbook sponsors in the history of my media career. And they've always been the best of the business. And that's what uwager.eu is. So, again, if you want to open up an account at a sportsbook, serve our sponsors well. Because that helps us. And why do you think I'm going to be doing shows now every week with John? Because we're going to be pushing uwager.eu. So you can thank them for me doing shows every week. Instead of now emailing me going, when are you guys doing a show? You can thank uwager.eu. But I'll be doing these shows every week with John. All right. So best of luck on the race coming up in about 15 minutes. And we'll see you next week for sure. And by the way, Fridays are possible too, so don't throw that out of the equation. Fridays are possible too, but most likely we'll see you next Saturday right here on the Prime Sports Horse Report. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at PrimeSN, and good luck with the Super Bowl tomorrow as well.